Honey, what's wrong?
It's lockdown. I got the lockdown blues.
I know. Can you give me a tattoo? I think I'm finally ready for one. I got all the stuff.
All right.
I was thinking Gary Newman. Can you do that? Okay, how about a pirate? Can you just write clarity on my arm? So, what are we going to do in the future?
I don't know. Everything has changed. We got to reinvent ourselves.
Yeah, I think so. I think, I have this idea.
For what?
For a business.
A business? We could make money?
Yeah. Boat cleaning.
Oh, good idea.
I mean, that was my first job, right? I've got a lot of experience now.
I could be your first employee.
What about you? What can you do?
I'm thinking I'm going to direct some movies.
You've always wanted to be a director.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that one about the president?
Yeah, I've got the presidential script. President stuff is really hot right now.
Oh, don't you have that one where that kid gets hit by a car?
Yeah.
He's on his bike or something?
Yeah, it's kind of a family movie.
Do you have any other ones in the pipe?
Yeah, I was thinking about remaking The Sound of Music. I think it's time.
Whoa.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman is Mr. Von Trapp, but this time around he brings the character from Rain Man back to life.
Wow, who's going to be the lead actress?
Still looking for my female lead, though.
Whoa, dude.
Sorry about that. Don't worry, I can solve this problem. I think this is going to buff right out.
What?
I don't think this is going to hurt a bit. Back at it. After being parked for a little bit, we decided to head up to Cambridge Key and Bell Island. It's a private island, kind of a Dr. Zhivago sort of place with a fancy helicopter that comes and goes. But it's one of the few spots in this neck of the woods where you can get protection from westerly winds. There's a weak little front that's coming through. It'll arrive tomorrow in the afternoon, and all of the anchorages that are typically nice and comfortable with east winds are going to get pretty bouncy here. Let's get a change of scenery. Go check out something new.
And use this new sail. It's working great.
We deployed the code 0 without a big crisis.
Woohoo! And we're going 7-3.
We are flying along with light winds. Feels really good. We bought this code 0 so we wouldn't have to motor quite as much. And it's been nothing but headaches until today. So our modifications so far, working.
I gotta say, Nick, I was kind of wondering what was going on with this code 0 after all those faulty deployments.
All right, we had a big problem in that we couldn't really reach the end of the bowsprit without taking the bowsprit off. So what I've rigged up is some Dyneema line with the help of Megan, who helped me with that splice a little bit. Oh, you did such a good job. Tell me how you did it.
The team makes the dream work. This is strong.
And now we've got the Dyneema line. We call them dolphin strikers, the lines that come up off of the lower part of the bow and hold that bowsprit down. Well, now we can unhook one side and pull up on the sprit so we can service it from the deck. We can hook up the sail as soon as we've got the sail figured out. Push it out the front. And we try to ease the tension on the. So this furler used to have two shackles at the bottom, and the shackles could twist and turn. So as I was pulling on one side of the furler or the other, the whole unit would swing. That plus the fact that the furler base was never even completely cinched down. We were getting wraps around the sail, pretty dangerous. So now I've used tangs and see the tangs?
Oh, I see.
These changes together should alleviate a lot of our stresses over the code 0. So I don't know if it's worth talking about, but a question you might have is, what the heck is this code 0 thing I keep hearing about? What we're talking about is a really flat cut Jenniker type of sail that is large. This is a light wind sail. It's kind of like a spinnaker, but it's made for going close to the wind. With our Screecher or our code 0, we've got it on this unlimited line furling system. And where the spinnaker can only sail up to maybe 90 degrees apparent, check this out. We're sailing actually at about 60 degrees apparent, and we could pinch up even more. So here we are, we're doing about 7.8, 7.9, 8.1. We're doing about 7.9 to 8 knots through the water with 9.3 knots of wind speed. That's what a code 0 allows you to do when you're going close to the wind. So this is a situation where if we were trying to get someplace quick, we'd probably fire up the engines, but now with the code 0, we just roll that out on the furler, now that it's working, and we're doing better speed than even if we were motoring. Sometimes it's cool to make a video just so you can make a prediction. What do you think's gonna happen, baby? It's kind of a menacing looking front.
I think it's gonna get us.
Woo! Hopefully the wind gusts are not horrible. But if it gets crazy, we'll start the engines to take the stress off the anchor. Yeah. Ready? Ready? Here it comes. In 3, 2, 1, go. Woohoo! Wow, this is our first front in a while.
Yeah, were you just saying?
Whoop, whoop.
You told me to wake you up.
I think this is going to be an awesome day for some paddleboarding and some swimming and being outside.
The stores are closed in the Bahamas, and that's for this weekend only, but for all we know, that could continue indefinitely, especially for tourists. So I am making a rations calendar with all of our provisions, and we are going to stick to a schedule.
Taking charge.
Yeah. So weird. I've never had a schedule for what we're going to eat, but I find this somewhat comforting.
I think it looks good. We're calling this the pan diet. Now, what'd you say?
I said, you're so jealous
Why
right
would I
now.
be jealous?
Look at this. I get to need this. I get to need this.
The question is, why do you?
For 10 minutes.
Why do you need to?
I am trying to make the best bread that I've ever made. Okay? Gotta use all. What's happening out there? I've got to do it for 9 more minutes.
You had a need for 9 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a commitment.
Is this
right
why
there.
people have bread makers?
You really went all out with this bread. It looks amazing.
And this is a butternut squash soup.
It looks like a commercial for bread.
Or soup or something.
So Nick, what'd you think of sleeping outside last night?
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I was a little skeptical at first, but we had the laptop out and we watched a movie under the stars, and
That breeze felt so good.
the weather has been incredible this season. Just a couple of cold fronts coming through. We're waiting another one tomorrow and the next day. But the weather's been great, and it's been really sad to watch so many folks heading back to the States. There's a lot of confusion in the Bahamas about what exactly the rules are, whether you're supposed to stay or whether you're supposed to go. For now, we're staying put, but
Starting tonight, there's a lockdown for 5 days.
all right, so we're gonna stay put. So there's a lot to talk about in our podcast, which is a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more about our life. Where can folks find that?
It's called Under the Sheets with the O'Kellys, and there's a link in the description below, or you can search Under the Sheets with the O'Kellys on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah, it's a bit more personal, a little bit more long form, and
mostly about the videos, that week's episode.
yeah, so tune in for that. I think it's pretty cool.
We just want to give a special thanks to everybody who's commenting and liking and subscribing. We can't tell you how much we appreciate the interaction, especially during this just crazy time in the world. So thank you.
Yeah, we know things are very stressful out there for most folks, and in comparison, it's all good for us. We are incredibly lucky and fortunate. Clarity's doing well. There's plenty of food and water on board. We're doing well. Some of you know that I've been dealing with an issue with my left eye, and I've given up on wearing the eye patch. The lack of depth perception is just more difficult on the boat. It's been slowly getting better day by day with some market improvements, but it's still an issue, and it's still something I need to get looked at once we get back to the States. And that's probably where we're going to end up heading.
Just a question of when, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in. We wanted to give an extra shout out to a few folks who have made a donation, made a contribution to this
Really
O'Kelly
nice.
ship here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, there are costs involved with doing the videos, doing the podcasts, but we get the website hosting and all that stuff, but also just the data.
Oh yeah, we pay $35 for 15 gigs. And I don't know what people at home use, but it's probably 15 gigs every 30, 40 minutes.
Right, I don't know.
I mean, we're not watching videos. And
So these donations, we
Yeah.
just want to give an extra shout
Thank
out,
you.
and we're going to use first names, but Carl and Susie, thank you so much. Very, very generous donation. Max, June, thank you, June. Charles, Galen, John, and Thomas. We don't pass the hat very often, or really at all, on this channel, but covering those costs or helping to cover those costs really make a difference for us. If you'd like to contribute, we make it oh so easy, don't we?
the link is in the description below, or you can go to sailclarity.com and under tip jar, you can donate there. So thank you.
And we started something new recently. It's pretty cool.
We have a consulting tab on our website, and we got our first client recently.
Yeah, if you're dreaming of doing this and you want a little bit more detailed, specific advice and knowledge and opinions on how to get the ball rolling or keep that ball rolling, we're happy to talk to you about that, and you can find more information on sailclarity.com.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, be well, stay safe. See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
You don't move in anymore, okay?
You got it.
Just like there. All right, there's good.
Start. Okay, let's start from again.
Yeah, just do it right. Like, go in a little bit more. A little more. You can go in a little more. There, stop.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I won't move.
Action.
Well, you should be able to see it.
Like you're leaned in and you're like blocking my head.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to know.
Okay.
Well, we need to get the top of the tattoo thing.